Hello everyone and welcome to my review of SummerSlam 2019. So overall, pretty good pay-per-view. I have to say this was well produced. It was excellent. Definitely a good pay-per-view. There was only one negative I'll have to go into, and I'll talk about that later on in this video, which I'm going to criticize the WWE Championship match. That's what I'll criticize later on in this video. I think it's in the next slide, believe it or not. But if it is, great. I'll definitely go into why I was not pleased with the ending. But let's start off with something interesting. We had Finn Balor last night taking on Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's pay-per-view return, which was interesting because it was built up for all these months that Bray was this childlike TV presenter with Firefly Funhouse, and then it was revealed that there was a dark side left in Mr. Wyatt, and that is, of course, the Fiend persona. This persona pretty much, I think, is going to keep Finn relevant. The crowd loved it. I loved it. I thought it was excellent that they're keeping this creepy, demented, scary-looking character around the roster, which, if that would work for Bray down the line, who knows? Maybe it will. Good positives about the intro from Bray was that, number one, he did keep his original theme song, but it was somebody else singing it. And then, of course, the fog light that Bray is known for over the years for bringing to the ring. Finn looked like he was going to try to come back, but again, can't mess around with the Fiend. The Fiend is just the Fiend. Can't mess around with this guy. So, Bray won. Good ending. And we'll see more of Bray Wyatt, I think. There is no question. I want to see more. The crowd wants to see more. We'll see what the storyline tells for Bray, but for now, Bray looked good. Typical Bray Wyatt. Sister Abigail. All the typical Bray Wyatt things we expect him to do. But now, I'm really going to get into the WWE Championship match. So last night, we had Kofi Kingston defending his title against the Viper, Randy Orton. Now, the ending was very bad for number one. Number one, it was very complicated because Orton did hit the DDT on Kingston. And number two, Kingston was trying to counter out of an RKO. And what happened was, Kingston was trying to land the SOS, couldn't do it. Orton hits the RKO out of nowhere. And what's so stupid was, number one, Orton should have pinned Kingston, which was stupid, and let Kofi roll out of the ring. And number two, Randy was just having too much fun, taunting Kofi Kingston's family, and then Kofi Kingston snapped. The bell rung. Kofi literally pounded the living heck out of Randy Orton last night. And for making things worse, as you see in this picture, yes, that is a kendo stick. That was a kendo stick. So Kingston decides to hit Randy Orton with the kendo stick. The kendo stick slapping Orton all over the place. And then, when Kingston's done, he hits the SOS. So me and everybody else were very annoyed with this ending. And I'm telling you right now, they need to change it up at Clash of Champions next month, or if they're waiting till Hell in a Cell to have a finale, then fine, let that happen. Maybe Orton just finishes him off at Hell in a Cell when Orton wins the title in September. I don't know. Maybe they're just saving it for Clash of Champions. Maybe. That's where they're going with the storyline. I don't know. But what's really going to be dumb is, you need this storyline to stay on Fox when SmackDown moves next month. SmackDown's moving to Fox next month. You need a good storyline in order to make sure you build your audience. So, very disappointed. But then again, maybe it's good in the end that maybe they're just saving it for the rivalry to continue on the first 2 months of when the new Fox TV deal starts next month. But we'll have to see. Now, I'm sorry to keep bringing up Fox, but again, we're only 1 month away from when SmackDown Live will move to Fox. So this is going to be a big deal if Orton and Kingston draw viewers to Fox every Tuesday night. Alright, next up we have Charlotte Flair taking on Trish Stratus. Now, for all you nostalgic freaks out there, I'm going to tell you right now, yes, Trish hit the stratosphere, but I will say this. You know, you can't mess around with somebody who has done what she's done over the years. Charlotte is a gifted in-ring competitor. Now, I will admit, both women did land a figure 4 and the figure 8 submission, but once Charlotte locked in that figure 8, Trish just couldn't hang around anymore. But the crowd did give Trish a good reaction when she did leave the arena last night. So, there is some pride left for Trish, but disappointing in her final WWE match that she couldn't get the job done. But hey, Charlotte Flair's still going to be around. Will she be in the title hunt in the future after this match? No question, yes. No question. Where would Charlotte go? We just don't know yet, but we'll see how it ends up. But Charlotte Flair won last night. And I also mentioned in the previous slide, the bell didn't ring, so officially Kofi Kingston retains the title. So just want to quickly make that point clear. But moving on, we have the best in the what? Not the best in the world, because Kevin Owens got the job done last night. And I correctly predicted this match. I said Kevin Owens would win when I recorded back in New York, because I'm recording this with my iPhone here in Delmarva. But here's one thing I will mention about this match, and I'll get to Elias because we will bring him up later on in this video. It happened in the pre-show, but Elias in this match was actually the special guest enforcer, which was brought out by Shane, which I'm thinking you couldn't have at least brought out Drew McIntyre, but then again, that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. And yes, Faluka, I'm talking about you. But anyhow, digressing from McIntyre, yes, Elias was out there last night being the special guest enforcer. And what I will say from this match was Owens was just being Owens. And this is how you make him a good babyface kayfabe. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I wanted to see from Kevin Owens. We got something good. And oh my goodness, I just dropped my iPhone charger. You know what? I'll plug it back in after. But one thing I'll mention is that, look, it was a good ending because you had Elias knocked out, the ref was knocked out, and Shane's just corny. And I agree with Kevin. You know, nobody wanted to see Shane with his egotistical views on how the show should be run lately take over the whole thing. So I think last night, Kevin Owens sent a message to the whole roster that I'm standing up for you guys. I want you guys to be even. So I think on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, Kevin Owens should come out and just say, here's what I want to see. I want to see, you know, Mustafa Ali and all these other underrated guys. And by the way, I'll say this right now. I think Johnny Gargano should go to SmackDown. I think Johnny Gargano should absolutely be on SmackDown. Maybe Kevin Owens is like a role model for him or something. I don't know. But the way it looks right now, and maybe Aleister Black will get more TV time out of this too. You know, Kevin's just a man. These guys deserve respect, Shane. You give him more TV time. We don't want to see you come out, brag every week, claim that you are the best in the world every single week. And I'll mention this right now. WWE needs to have a redo of that Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. And I'm calling out The Miz right now. Mike, you need to get ready for Saudi Arabia. Because right now, you could have won that trophy last year. You could have won the trophy last year. You couldn't get the job done because of your injury. So, say this right now. Kevin Owens got the job done. And we'll see what the future holds. But, hey, that was a good match. We'll admit it. SmackDown Women's Championship, nothing really to get into. I'm just going to say this right now. Bayley got the job done against Ember Moon. Ember did look like there was something out of her, but nothing impressed me out of this match. I mean, Bayley's just being Bayley. She's on a hot streak right now since June, and, you know, who's going to beat Bayley for the title? I mean, I can't name anybody right now. And then again, it was no number one contenders match. It was just Bayley picking Ember Moon out of random people on the roster. AJ Styles taking on Ricochet. The match lasted long as we expected, and AJ Styles got the job done. So AJ Styles is still your United States champion. Now here is Botchamania at its finest. Goldberg pretty much wrapped up Dolph Ziggler in under 2 minutes last night. And by the way, I'm calling out Dolph Ziggler right now. He should have just shut up last night after he got speared the first time. It's like we didn't need to see more Botchamania every time that Goldberg kept coming out and spearing Dolph Ziggler. And I will mention one thing. Tonight on Raw, Dolph Ziggler is actually supposed to face The Miz. So I think The Miz needs to get ready for Saudi Arabia in the next 3 months, because you don't think there'll be a Crown Jewel Part 2? There's going to be a Crown Jewel Part 2. No question. No question. If there's not, I will be surprised. I will literally be surprised. What are they going to do? Save it up for Survivor Series? The whole point of Survivor Series is to have Raw and SmackDown face each other every year. So not even going to get into it, but just Botchamania, and we end it from there. Now we have the match that led off the pay-per-view last night on the main card. We had Becky Lynch taking on Natalya. Very good match. I got to admit, both ladies gave it their all last night. Natty looked good, and definitely Becky looked good. And in the end, Becky Lynch, the man who was just announced to be on the cover of WWE 2K20 along with Roman Reigns this past week, got the job done and is still your Raw Women's Champion. So officially now, the reign on the Raw side of Becky Lynch continues for the past 4 months. Same with Kofi Kingston. He won at WrestleMania as well, but who's going to defeat Becky? I literally can't. Again, is it Bayley and Becky? What, are they saving it up for Survivor Series and then maybe next year they both move the titles? Maybe. That could be a possibility. Now I'm going to bring up Elias. So, last night during the pre-show, there was a spot where Elias was singing, as he normally does, and then some very disrespectful things about Canada. Now, there was one reason why Edge was probably in Toronto. Because number one, Edge is from the Toronto metropolitan region. But number two, his wife Beth Phoenix, who was a commentator on NXT, the night before was just commentating the NXT TakeOver pay-per-view. So, that could be another reason why Edge was in town, I guess. But it was pretty cool to see the Hall of Famer come out. I liked that spot, and it was just funny. I loved it. It was no question. I was like, what? How did Edge come out of nowhere? And by the way, if you want to see that, that's actually here on YouTube. You can actually watch last night's pre-show here on YouTube. They always do that, but remember, the main show was only on the network, so you have to pay the $9.99 or do what I do, get the 3-month gift card, or even do the 6-month package they have at Best Buy. Now we have the Women's Tag Team titles. So, nothing to really get into. Alexa Bliss and, of course, her partner Nikki Cross defended. No need to get into that, but alright, whatever. Drew Gulak defended. No need to get into it. So, lastly, we will talk about the Universal Championship match that closed out the show. So it was Brock Lesnar taking on Seth Rollins, and Seth looked amazing last night despite going through all the trials and tribulations that have happened back on Raw the past couple of weeks. I was very impressed with Rollins last night. He looked amazing. He was literally able to try to counter as many suplexes and F5s that Lesnar was trying to do. And, alright, curb stomp, whatever. But, hey, there were many people outside of me predicting that Rollins was going to win last night. And I don't know what's going to happen to Brock Lesnar now. We honestly don't have an answer to what's going to happen with Brock Lesnar. I mean, are they going to have a rematch of Clash of Champions? I don't know. I mean, honestly, all of us don't want to see Brock Lesnar around anymore. What? Brock Lesnar's just going to go to AEW? That's a possibility. You never know. All Elite Wrestling, Cody Rhodes can be calling him up saying, hey, you want to join us? We got a pay-per-view. You'll get to wrestle part-time still. You'll get to be like Chris Jericho. He'll wrestle part-time. Yeah, that's probably going to happen when AEW goes on their show in October. They'll probably just be like, hey, watch us. We'll have part-time wrestlers. WWE, the only way they're going to survive right now is if they have a full-time champion. Rollins wants to do this full-time. I can tell he does. Rollins wants to be the guy. Just like his girlfriend, Becky. Becky wants to be the man. Seth wants to be the guy. That's the thing. So, am I happy Rollins won? Absolutely. You know, I mean, I was expecting Lesnar to win, but obviously with Lesnar's past at SummerSlam, and normally Lesnar wins at SummerSlam. It's a tradition that Brock just wins that big match at SummerSlam. He's had those matches over the years where Brock can defeat anybody. A couple years ago, I remember back in 2014, he had a match against John Cena, and of course, Lesnar got the job done because I was expecting it. And I was like, there's no way Cena wins in Brock Lesnar's yard. Brock Lesnar's yard is SummerSlam. So, was it a botch? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you can comment, but Botchamania shouldn't be discussed for this match. But I will say this. Let's hope that they keep the belt like they did with Seth. You know, it was a 3-month reign. But now this means that Seth's a 2-time champion. So that's going to be interesting to see Seth keep the belt on for a while. And let's hope that Brock never gets the belt again. Because we're sick and tired of seeing Brock every time being that hog that wants to come part-time. We're sick of it already. So let's see if Mr. Rollins can keep the belt for a while. So with that officially will wrap up my SummerSlam 2019 reaction video. I hope you all enjoyed. So until the next one, please take care.